And so the final match commences. herO, he wants to make a run. He wants another GSL title back for the military, at least another top 4, where he did that, what, twice last year if we include his finals, another top 8 where he was there every season. Solar, though, a worthy opponent, and plays him very closely in all these online cups. So I don't know who's going to take this. I truly don't. But herO, what? This is a PvP build. This is the parting cannon rush. I do not like this from herO at all, regardless of whether it works or not. Sometimes we see herO do these things where he gets this idea in his head that he wants to do something different. He wants to play very counter to how herO plays. And honestly, he just loses. We saw him do this against Dark in the DreamHack Valencia semis, as the cannon will go down. We saw him do this against Dark in the DreamHack Atlanta semis, where he played a couple games that was just not herO style. He got bopped, and then he moves into herO style. He wins 2 games, and you're like, well, fine. He's going to make the comeback, and he should have, and then he blinked into a bunch of Ling Hydra and died because he doesn't know when to not blink. I don't like this at all. I mean, especially now with the worker change, it's a lot harder to get cannons up. The Zealots help, certainly they do, and it's going to make it a little bit harder here, but again, regardless of what happens, if this says something about herO's mindset right now, that's pretty problematic. Now, the cannons will go up. The first cannon will go up. The drones are going to run back into the main base. One seems... Oh, no, it takes 3 shots. Never mind. Not a single drone will go down at the start as herO. Or, excuse me, Solar. He scouts out that this is 2-gate proxy forge. I'm not really sure what this drone is doing. I expected it to maybe try to proxy, take a base elsewhere, but for now, that's going to be pretty hard because Zealots are going to be on the map. Roachborn on the way is one Zealot is going to go down to the Broodlings, just get very low. The Zealot's now into the main, but Lings and Queens and drones actually fight a lot better than they used to, so you do have to be careful. I mean, you always have to be careful. You don't want to dive into a drone line and do something like that, but also herO didn't wall off. He's going to have to recall a couple Zealots to deal with this. That's not great. Yeah, there we go. He recalls something. The single low Zealot, but this is a pylon that's going to take some heavy damage, but okay, that's going to be fine. More Zealots not getting warped in. So herO is going to content himself with the damage he got done, but he proxied 2 gateways and a forge. Losing that position on the... And for only... it feels weird to say for only getting the hatch. For only getting the hatch, I don't think that's worth it, honestly. His tech is delayed. He's got a Stargate on the way. He's going to get a drone. But he's going to lose these gateways. He's going to lose this forge. He's going to lose this pylon. The resources that herO has committed to make this happen are just... It's so much more than whatever has happened. As the Adepts, they consider shading in, but Lings are there. So Zealots zoned away. Adepts zoned away. And eventually this gateway will fall. Eventually these gateways will fall. The forge will fall. And then herO's going to not have a lot to really show for it. The naturals are going to be started roughly at the same time. Maybe an Oracle's going to be enough, as we are sitting on 1 wounded queen. But another one is on the way, and eventually you're going to be able to go up to 4. Now, Adepts and Zealots, they think they can take this fight, at least get on top of the Ravager. And, they're doing a pretty good job. Roach is technically should be able to kite out against this, but their move speed is so slow that it's taking a little bit of a while. But even still, Zealots will fall. Ling's just shading the Adepts. That is Roach that will go down, and the Ravager gets canceled as well. So, hey, that does slow things down just a little bit. herO's doing a great job, actually, of defending this pylon, but now, well, link speed is done. So the army on the ground will fall. Oracle spends a lot of his precious energy that you would love to use to go and kill workers on killing those lings, on keeping that ground army safe. But it seems like herO's idea about how to play this game is to keep the pylon alive, keep those gateways alive until Warp Gate is done, and then I think we might see some follow-up action. Kind of play a double barrel Protoss style where you went for the aggression early on, you cannon rush and Zealot, and then ideally you get into Warpins, but Biles will land, and that's a dead pylon. Well, there we go. So the Ravager will fall, but the pylon goes down, and now if herO wants to get aggressive, he has to send a Warp Prism, but he doesn't have a Robo, or more likely he has to send a probe onto the other side of the map, and getting a cannon that powers this is, or a pylon that powers this is going to be obnoxious. You can't put it in the safe spot. You can't, it's not going to power everything from the other side of the rock wall, I don't think. So it's either an exposed pylon or you just give the position up. And it seems like as much as herO committed to defending this, giving up the position is going to be the call. So more gateways on the way, add in a robo, add in glaives. But I mean, triple Oracle, it's going to have to do a lot. And there are 4 queens in the main base right now. Oracle number 1 already gets down to yellow at 50% HP. It's just, this seems to be the story we're telling about herO today. He is good. Absolutely, he's good. But whatever he wants to do, whatever idea he has, whatever interesting build, whatever, it's just getting stalled out. But, oh, okay, there we go. Triple Oracles in the main. There's 1 queen, 1 spore. So there's still some level of defense. The majority of the queens weren't there, but even still, it's 3 drones. And Solar now has got his 3rd base up. Going to inject a couple times, and now he's on 3 hatch. Now is the point where the Zerg economy can start to explode. And remember, glaives are on the way. There are 2 gateways, right? And he's going to, oh, the Lings are going to get these adepts too, even before glaives are done. So that's a good idea of the timing of the 3rd base. Oracles have to get forced back home, and even still, 2 of the 3 adepts fall. So herO plan C, plan D, plan E, plan Z. As a lot of his plans really have not worked out at this point. He's adding a robo bay. We're going to see disruptors getting added in. He has been really enjoying this adept disruptor play a little bit, but rarely from this far behind. But 3 adepts, 3 oracles, they are worth a lot. You can put the adepts in one base, oracles in another. It's pretty hard for the Zerg to defend. So let's see what happens here. Adepts, they're going to complete their shade. Drones get pulled, but these have glaives. That's going to be a lot of dead drones if herO is, or if Solar's not quick on the pull. So 3 workers will fall. Adepts are going to go down. They're only going to get 3. Meanwhile, oracles considering, actually, no, sorry, that's an observer. Oracles were back home. I very much expected to see oracles dive into the 3rd or the main as those adepts went forward, because that's what herO does when he's feeling good. But he's just not pairing his aggression. Yes, 3 more drones. Great. Solar's on 60. Although getting this queen's going to be pretty nice. And yeah. The problem is, of course, that we're 9 minutes into the 8 minutes into this game. Yes. Okay, finally. There's the damage that you would want. But now the oracles are out of energy. They spent so much time kind of waffling and not getting damage that when they finally have the opportunity, they could have gotten a lot more. But unfortunately, they run out of energy at that point. And herO, he's going to have to back up for a moment. The pressure he has on the map is not really... That's going to have to pause for a moment. Although, what does he have? Archons? Oh, Disruptor. Yeah, what am I talking about? Disruptors in the War Prism. Maybe this is going to get something. He's going to see the roaches spilling across the map here. And he is going to have to defend this. Yeah, I think he's going to have enough. Well, okay, Blink is not done. Oracle's back home. We're going to find what they can. Lings, they move into the natural. And that is a rough wall. It's a two... I guess it is a 1-unit wall, but it's a pretty exposed pylon. These disruptors, it seems like they're going to be enough to force Solar back. So the game goes on. herO has kind of stabilized. Just a little bit. You know, he's got his 3 bases. He's on 56 probes. It's not incredible, but he's only on 5 gas. It's somewhat acceptable. His disruptors are going to get dropped out here. Assassinate a queen, maybe. But he gets the queen, but he's slow on the double shot. Generally, you kind of want to send those at the same time, so there's no way that a queen can transfuse through it. Yeah, because that was, what, like a second difference? That's initial burst and then maybe a little healing. I think you can heal through that. I may be incorrect. At the end of the day, though, Disruptor drops. As long as you get damage done with him and you don't lose the Disruptors, you're kind of going to be okay. So, Ravagers, they get canceled, but that is money refunded, and we're going to see the Ravagers get remorphed in anyways. And herO is... he's going to go into a bit of an all-in off this. This is going to be it's weird to say all-in off 3 bases, but we're going to have 2 or 3 Colossus. Disruptor shots, yeah, they're not going to find anything, but luckily they don't expend their charges, not yet. But this is going to be 2 or 3 Disruptors. I think we're on 3 Disruptors right now. Yeah. 3 Colossus. And the Oracles, they're going to dive on top of these queens. That's going to be another dead queen. Nice job. So this is herO starting to get a little bit more. Loses an Oracle, but he's killed 4 queens. And the Lings find their way into the main. But technically, this is a powerful push from herO. He's going to have Blink. He's going to have +2. He's going to have, I would have expected 2 Colossus. But instead, he's only building the 1 and now going back into Disruptors as the shots are just really not landing at all. No drones go down, a couple Lings, that's fine. And the rest of the Oracles, they hit the deck here as well. So here, a little bit of miscontrol there. But normally, right, this build from herO, you'd go 2 Colossus, 2 or 3 Disruptors. Actually, like 2 Colossus, 4 Disruptors. You get +2 done, you run across the map. That's how that goes. But either hero's kind of come to the realization that Hive is done, so the Rebel units are not going to be nearly as effective. I'm not sure. But instead, he's kind of backed up. He's taking that 4th base. He's going to start to probe up again, I can assume. And this just gives Solar the map. He's not maxed out just yet, but he will be soon. Adrenal glands are just about done. +1 melee is just about done. He doesn't have +2. The Banelings are not that probe killing force. So what's hero's next move? He does have a Templar Archives. We don't have Storm. But do we have any High Templar in this upper? We got a couple. Where are they? Okay, they're with the army. Kind of clustered as if he's waiting for storms, but I think these High Templars are for the Vipers. But there are 3 Vipers and 2 High Templars, so it's really actually not going to do all that much. But okay, so that was in prep for Storm, but Storm is not going to be ready for this push. Solar's maxed out. He's got 3 Vipers. Abduct there. I mean, 2 feedbacks are nice, but there is still a 3rd Viper here. Banelings come rolling on forward. Disruptors at the front line. That one has to be abducted, but it doesn't seem like there's energy, so most of the Disruptors go down. The Banelings fall. Now Colossus in the natural. It's going to kite backwards for the moment. Disruptor in a Warp Prism runs right on top, I guess. And hey, a solid defense there from herO. The feedbacks do a great job of knocking down a good majority of the Disruptors and or a good majority of the Vipers, excuse me. So the Disruptors, they get some shots off, but more importantly, they force Solar to micro more, and when his Roaches and Ravagers and Lings, they're pulling back, they're not fighting. And the ranged units of the Colossus and the Stalkers, they're getting damage done in return. So much better fight for herO than it kind of looked just based on the timings. And now speed is done. As, well, only 1 Baneling remains, +2 is not complete, so not going to get all that much done. Disruptor, drop, thinks about it. Not enough value there. Maybe you snipe some Banes? No, they're going to be done. So the Disruptor instead runs back home, but Solar's maxed out once again. This time, though, herO is much closer, and he has Storms available to him. This is a much less powerful army. Disruptor is just going to go down immediately, feedback on one of the Vipers, but there are 2 more here. Immortal gets abducted, 2nd feedback. And the Stalkers, well, first of all, there are no Storms. They were all spent on feedbacks. The Stalkers fighting back as well as they can. Abduct on that final Disruptor, and there's nothing in the Warp Prism. It's just fainting value, fainting whatever it can. More High Templar will fall. And now the Stalkers, these are soon to be +2 Lings. Not there just yet, but the Stalkers kind of trapped into a corner. And herO, that first trade was fantastic. He did such a good job of holding on with the feedbacks. Second one, feedbacks slow. Storms non-existent. And all the Rebel went down. Everything that herO had went down. So he's going to try to blink forward on the counterattack, but I mean, look at the supply. That's not encouraging. 5 more Roaches, 14 more Banelings on the way, and now +2 is done. Now Adrenal is done. These are effectively +5 Lings. They will shred the Stalkers, especially with lack of... Well, actually, I guess they have 1 armor upgrade, and that's something. We got an Immortal, we got an Archon. The big tech-heavy units that herO has in this army, they just get abducted immediately. Archon, you gotta be careful with the Vipers. You don't want the Archon to go and kill your Vipers, but Archon falls, Immortal will full fall. Disruptor is nice, but the Queens can transfuse through the rest of it. And these Stalkers, they're just not doing it. But more Zealots are gonna find their way in. And again, these are 2-1 Zealots. They do pack a punch. Especially as the Baneling count fell down just a little bit. But Solar, now that he's got some breathing room, 76 drones. 3,400 minerals a minute is just a massive economy. So you give him an inch, he's gonna take a mile. He's gonna take a parsec, actually. He's gonna take so much space on the map. Or more importantly, he's gonna max out again. And yeah, hero's on 68 probes, he's on 4 bases, but it's gonna take the Zerg, it's gonna take the Protoss longer, and we're gonna see Solar move out pretty quickly here. How many Vipers? Yeah, he's still got 2 of them. So he's going to be aware of this Warp Prism on the north side. And again, it is fast. It's hard to deal with. But there are Spores. There are Queens. So it's going to get forced back. It might be able to snipe the north side base that Solar wants. But now Solar checks. herO doesn't have a 5th. Feedbacks again on those Vipers are fantastic. And now the Storms are going to drop. So herO, much better positioning on the High Templar in this fight. The Storms are going to continue to land as Banelings try to find value. And it seems like 16 probes go down. Okay, there was all, I guess, at that outlying base, I guess. But there's still a lot of probes there. Anyway, 16 probes do hit the deck. Banelings run forward. The High Templar stay alive. That's the important thing. Archon gets saved by hero's Warp Prism. And you know, he's starting to take better fights. But his economy not nearly as good. Archon gets dropped on the Banelings, trying to trigger them off as now Stalkers will run forward. 25 dead drones, though, or 10 dead probes. And here's the problem. herO, he's finally taking a good fight, but at the expense of his entire economy. 40 drones. 40 drones hit the deck, and now Stolar, he's going to have to give up a base. But he's fine. He's got the north side. He can expand onto that. He just needs to buy enough time to build one army. One army that can fight this. One army that can withstand the pressure. That his Vipers can get the key abducts that they need. These Roaches are totally uncontested, but, I mean, they're not really doing all that much. They're just denying mining in a base where there's no mining anyways. That Storm is massive. And now, Banelings are going to get shut down by these Archons, and herO, is he going to do this? His army is starting to find value. He's going to kill another base. The Banelings are not finding value just yet. Warp Prism gets abducted and knocked down, and that actually should put the end of it here. So there's nothing to keep these High Templar alive, nothing to add in more reinforcements on this side of the map. The base, by the way, from herO on the north side has gone down. Drones are going to get pulled, and yeah, a lot of drones are dying. The Archons are doing a fantastic job, but the problem is Solar just has too much reinforcements. He's just got too much money at this point, and herO cannot reinforce. He doesn't have the ability to. The Archons are going to fall down. This last Immortal here, the Hardened Barrier goes down in the blink of an eye. And hero's got to run away. Almost got there. Almost got there. But Solar took game 1. So here we are. Ancient Cistern, and if I'm herO, I'm not happy right now. This map is a pretty solid Zerg map. It's big. The split between the third and the fourth is just so much wide open space. You can pressure into that. Everything about this map makes the Zergs love it, and the Protoss players hate it. But if anyone can make this happen, if anyone can take us to game number 3, if anyone can come down from a deficit, if anyone can turn it on in the blink of an eye, it's got to be herO. What a Legulac. Even with herO having the heart of the swarm. By the way, those series victory, that's all since herO came back from the military. They've played 71 times. But a Legulac thinks this is a 2-0, even with herO's incredible PVZ. And in fairness, Solar has been playing well as of late. He took down Mar 3-0 in the Gamers Without Borders winners bracket. In stage 1 even. So that was fantastic. Like, if anyone who can take down Mario 3-0, especially in a setup where Mario has historically owned Solar. I forget what the stat was, but it was pretty significantly there in Solar's favor. If that can happen, I mean, Solar can turn a 1-0 lead into a series victory. But luckily, herO is doing normal things. Like, he's gone. Well, actually, it is a warp gate opener, so this is going to be probably some sort of glaives play, and that is again not the herO style that has been so dominant. This is someone that feels. This is a herO that feels like he needs to mix it up, and I mean, I gotta question his series planning. When your life's on the line, play the thing that has won you championships. Play the thing that is you are the most confident. Is herO, are you the most confident in a glaive adept timing on altitude, or a glaive adept disruptor, something like that? Is that what you are most confident in? Given the chips are down, you have one map, win or go home. Is it some type of glaives play? Is that really what it is? I don't know. I struggle with that. I don't know that I buy that, but that's what we got. Now, there's the off chance that this is a dark shrine play, something like that. Maybe Blinkstalker, but given the way things have opened, this feels like it's, well, actually, Never, yeah. This seems like it's just going to be 4 gate glaives. As there we go, passing in the 150 gas mark. But yeah, there we go. Okay. Glaives are on the way. 3 additional gateways getting added in the natural. Robo in the wall. Oh, actually, sorry. There we go. The Robo in the main base. Gateway in the wall. I was going to say, like, I do not like that Robo in the wall. It's just too easy of a scout. The War Prism now on the way. Glaives about a third of the way done. They'll be done in about 30, 45 seconds. And this is most likely just Glaive Adepts. Generally, from what we've seen, if you're going Glaive Adept Disruptor, you're going 3 gate Glaives into Adept Disruptor. Into Disruptor play, because again, it lets you get that Robo Bay just a little bit quicker. But the Warp Prism and that fourth gateway kind of tells us that it seems like herO, it's 4 gate Glaives. We're gonna have to see just how much he commits to it, but yeah, that's what he's doing. And 12 more Lings on the way. 21 Lings already on the map here. And the counterattack attempt's not going to work out, but they will be able to deny that third base. Queen's fighting things at the moment. Roachborn is done now, but no Roaches on the way. Not yet. In fact, Solar supply blocked. He's building 5 Overlords at a time, so there ever was a timing. If herO was ever able to make a build that, honestly, I don't think doing this by itself is all that great. This is going to be it. But now that supply block has been cleared, very few, if any, drones, a single drone has gone down. And the Adepts, they're continuing. They're thinking about shading forward, but Lings, they're going to get on top of it. Queen getting damage to the Warp Prism, but not hull damage. Not just yet. And actually, you know, the Lings, they go down just a little bit, but they're buying time for the Roaches. And they're doing an excellent job of that one. And the Observer goes down. The commitment to the Observer before anything else to knock down Creep, to have that map control well. If herO just runs that into a Spore, it's not good. So let's take stock of where we are right now. First of all, herO seems... well, I was going to say herO seemed destined to lose the third, but given the choice between canceling a third and getting a run by into the natural, Solar gets the scout off here. Looking back on it, seems like canceling the third might have been a better option, but he sees the Immortals. He sees what's happening here, and it seems like herO is reaching way back into the Protoss bag of tricks. This is 2019 Glaive Adepts. This is what Zest was doing when he first debuted this build, and I am Katowice 2019, 2020. And the wall's open again, by the way. I would expected herO to plug it once. Yes, herO is infamous for his inability to plug walls, but generally he kind of plugs it again. But he's not. So herO, if he was not all in already, he's going to be all in here. A bunch of probes will fall. And Solar, I mean, honestly, this army supply is not incredible. So herO, he's kind of got the makings of a push. Adepts thinking about shading right on top, but here come the Ravagers and the Lings on the low ground, and these Queens, they got to stay alive. If you get the Warp Prism, that's the value that you're looking for. So Solar took a pretty decent trade. More Adepts are going to warp in. By the way, we're sitting on 4 gateways. So he didn't build a bunch of additional gateways out of this. It is just 4 gate Immortal all in coming out of here, and it seems like herO is starting to shove on through. Queens, they fell down, only 1 of them remaining, so keep an eye on the larva that Solar has. He's not going to be able to reproduce, reinforce nearly as well as he otherwise would like. And these Immortals, they're not taking damage just yet. I mean, a little bit of hardened shields, but really not a lot. Meanwhile, Ling counterattack on the other side is herO's all in, but he's especially all in now. His ability to reinforce on these Adepts is going to be a little bit more suspect. And into the natural, these Adepts, they're going to find nothing there. All the drones have been pulled into the main or the third, so herO, he shades forward, tries to find a little bit more value, fails to do so. And the Adepts now into the main. That's a little bit more economic damage. And the Immortals, they drop on the high ground as well. No real way to deal with this Warp Prism. And that's something. But the Adepts, now the Roaches are doing a good job of shadowing this, making sure that the Adepts, regardless of whether, yeah, they're going to have to recall back home. And given the damage that herO has taken, it was not worth it. It was not worth it. Solar's down. Well, actually, you know what? Solar's economy. He took a little bit more drone damage than I thought he did. He's only on 31 drones. And the lack of the Queens he has, he only has 1. The lack of the Queens means he cannot reinforce super easily. He can't really get Lings or he can't really get army and economy here. So he's just going to be building army, playing Smash Mouth Zerg. against this massive Gladept Immortal army. And yeah, look, if herO keeps doing what he's been doing, I'm starting to believe just a little bit, but the Adepts are going to shade right and forward. Bile's on top of everything here, but is it going to be enough? The Lings, again, they got that plentiful surround. Immortals, the Firebase from behind, but the Adepts are starting to fall down all in the blink of an eye, and 3 Immortals here. Are they going to do it? Bile's on the Warp Prism, but it's not going to get it, and the Immortals, they stand strong. But again, the Ling counterattack, the economic damage that Solar's finding at this point is making life so hard. 16 more drones hit the 16 more probes hit the deck, but drones now have to get pulled. Immortals now, they're taking some damage on the Biles. Can we get a Bile on the Warp Prism? That's the important thing. An Immortal stays alive, just barely. Lings on the low ground. They're going to kill it off, and we're going down to the last units here. herO desperately. He's got these Immortals. That's it. He has no ability to make money anymore. He has literally 0 probes, but if he can win this fight, if he can prevent any sort of mining, if he can prevent any sort of army, maybe, just maybe, he can perform a miracle here. The Immortals microing for their lives, but the Lings, they're going to join the fray. The Immortals can't fight anymore. And the drones, the 20 of them, they're going to have to be enough. The Ling counterattack is eventually going to knock down every single structure that herO has. 2 Immortals are powerful, but the Ling count is just a little bit better here. herO, the Spore guarding the mineral line, the Lings as well. He's run out of time. He's running out of units. He almost did it. He got so close. But the supply of Solar continues to increase, and you're not going to beat this number of Lings with 2 Immortals. I don't care that there is no ability to kill the Warp Prism. The Lings desperately look. I think they might have gotten 1 more probe because herO, he had 110 minerals. Now he's got 60. But he's not mining anymore. The Lings, there's nothing that they can do. So herO coming to terms with the last. Yeah. herO. He almost got there. He almost took us to a game number 3, but instead, Solar and Cure move on. And herO, he's going to have to try again next season. Oh, man. What a final game, though.